Good morning, everybody. And what a morning this is if you're a Manchester United fan. It was a long drive back, but cheers to every single Manchester United fan out there this morning who is just reminiscing, sitting down, having a breakfast, having a brew, maybe still on the chemical, straight back out again on more drinks. But FA Cup winners 2024, welcome along to the paper round. This is FUTV. I'm Adam. Welcome along, people. Voice slightly hoarse, slightly gone. Throw, not too bad. Atmosphere yesterday, epic at Wembley. Absolutely brilliant. But before we go, exactly what was needed yesterday to end our season. Hopefully you've all been watching the vlogs after the game yesterday. Hopefully you've caught up with the instant reaction from outside of Wembley. As you can imagine, it was a very jubilant scene when it was, a red jubilant scene. The City half, they disappeared quite quickly. There was a few lingering around, still shouting out the odd remark about United and how the mighty have fallen and all of that. We know that we are not the force that we once was, but do you know what? We're just annoying people by winning trophies still. We're crap and we're still winning. What can you say? And Ten Hag in the morning papers, it is just packed with Ten Hag. Obviously, yesterday, and where I want to start with today is the same sort of theme with all of the morning papers today. Every one of them is going in on the same sort of line of stories and what was said, but mainly coming from what was happening yesterday before the game when Erik Ten Hag was talking to the Dutch media, and that interview that came out regarding him being the man for INEOS, them telling him that they want to build around him and move forward with him as Manchester United manager. But it sort of went a different way again after the game, and more stories came out. The Mirror broke stories regarding Tuchel being the favourite. Ten Hag was answering questions with ITV, BBC. He was all over the place. He was dancing, swearing on FUTV. Not on FUTV. It'd be great to get him on here, but we've not had him on yet. MUTV, sorry, I should have said. He was enjoying his day yesterday. It was sort of for Ten Hag, and from what I seen yesterday and the fans that I was talking to inside the stadium, it was Ten Hag just letting loose. He just had one of them seasons where he'd had to answer every single question under the sun, dealing with so much that he just let loose. He enjoyed his day, and you know what? He deserved to enjoy his day yesterday. I wasn't happy with some of the team selections yesterday. I will hold my hands up and take responsibility for what I said, and I will be accountable for my words. Not many people do that, but we do here. I didn't think McTominay should have been in the side. I didn't think Marcus Rashford should have started. McTominay had a good game yesterday, played his part. Rashford, that's another story. Again, we'll talk a bit about him later on as well. And Casemiro also, because there's stories around that. But it all came down to the questioning after the game. And obviously everyone was just excited about the win. We'd got one over on City. We'd stopped them winning the double-double. And Ten Hag came out defiant in his interviews yesterday. He was firing back, I thought. And with what was said, obviously I didn't hear all of it straight away because I was outside and just getting around, speaking to people and then trying to get back out of Wembley, because it's a nightmare. It really is. But Ten Hag coming out and saying that he wins trophies wherever he goes. I mean, he's only been at Ajax and Manchester United, and he has done well. He's won something every single season. He's been a manager at a football club, and you can't take that away from him. You cannot take that away from him. And his words were in the post-match analysis and interviews and press conference that if Manchester United do not want me, then I will go elsewhere and win trophies somewhere else. Now, trophies are trophies. Yes, that is right. The Sir Alex Ferguson famous quote, you have to win a trophy every single year as a Manchester United manager. So effectively, Ten Hag has done the job. If you're counting the FA Cup and the League Cup as major trophies and where United should be. And I think that's the criticism coming across from the other fans and everyone watching United. It's like, yeah, well done, you've won the FA Cup, well done, you've won the League Cup, but you're nowhere near in the Champions League, you're nowhere near in the Premier League. Is that the barometer? Is that where Manchester United standards are at? And if they are, then you can stay there keeping on winning what people call the lesser cups, let's say. We are building and we are starting from a horrible position. Ten Hag's words as well, and it mainly came from the Mirror and the Sun, the main headlines today, but the 10-year jab is what the Ten Hag jab, 10-year jab, of when he came into Manchester United. In Ten Hag's words in the reports, United were a mess. Well, after the Ranić and Solskjaer saga, Manchester United were a mess. He did stabilise Manchester United last season, and we did think that we were going to progress this season. I think because we did so well last season, obviously, everyone has looked at this season as a bit of a damp squib, as a bit more of a disappointment. And it was a disappointment. The sweetener on the end there, beating City in the FA Cup final, and a well-deserved FA Cup triumph for Manchester United. When you beat Liverpool and you beat City, you can't take that away. We deserve to win it. The start of the rounds were easy run, but we made up for it in the end, and we beat the best to win the competition. So we can't take that away. But Ten Hag's Manchester United have not won many trophies, or not won much in the last 10 years. Since I've been here, I've won 2 trophies now. And this is what he's saying. So realistically, Ten Hag wants to, and this is in defence of Ten Hag, and what he said yesterday was, he now thinks that he should be staying, and his standard is winning a trophy every single season, and he shouldn't be judged unless he doesn't win something. It's all about winning trophies. Now, a lot of people have looked at that and they've said, look, are you just saying that now because you've won 2 trophies and you can forget about what happened in the league and the Champions League? Or are you just saying that that's what your task was when you came into Manchester United? What we do need to look at in all of this with Ten Hag, and what we said, is that when Ten Hag was brought to the football club, he had a task. He had a, let's just say, he had a target. A target was set when speaking with the old regime at Manchester United, and now it's changed. Now, winning trophies might have been okay for the old regime. We know under the Glazers on their own, with Ed Woodward's, Arnold's, Murtaugh's of this world, that this season would have probably been acceptable. And if Sir Jim Ratcliffe wasn't in charge or had any stake in Manchester United right now, Erik Ten Hag would be going off on his holidays and planning for this summer and the start of next season. It's a guarantee. You know it would have been. So Ten Hag's claims came from when he started at Manchester United. And it all comes down to what we've said this week, what INEOS and Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants. Their standards seem to be higher. And that's the difference in what we're dealing with right now. So when people say, and a lot of people have said and responded yesterday, everyone's a positive. Everyone's saying, look at now, what you're saying now. Ten Hag has done it again. He's won a trophy. He deserves a chance. I was talking to Flex yesterday. He's now thinking that Ten Hag should be keeping his job. They need to give him a chance. It doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter what Ten Hag has won. All that matters is what INEOS want at Manchester United and what they expect Manchester United to be achieving while they're in charge. And it just looks like INEOS do not want Manchester United to be just challenging for cups, League Cups, FA Cups. They want the big trophies. They want the Premier League and the Champions League. And that is the cut-off. Like, are Manchester United now a cup side? Do they want Manchester United to be a cup side? He has said he wants to knock Liverpool and Manchester City off their perch. He has to win the league. And it's down to INEOS to decide whether Ten Hag has got the capabilities of not just getting a team through cup competitions and winning trophies, but to challenge for the league, which we have failed in this season. So the way that it's going, the way that Ten Hag is talking yesterday and what the papers are reporting, I spoke to a few journalists as well yesterday, and they were all the same. They were all like, we're not too sure which way this is going to go. There are some that are more, let's just say, putting their necks on the line a little bit more than what others are. And they're saying, look, you would not, and I listened to driving home from Wembley last night, I listened to The Athletic, who were on TalkSport and talking, you would not sound out these other managers if you was balancing a season on an FA Cup game. You wouldn't do it. There is a review, apparently. I'm going to get into that in a minute, but I want to get some of your comments as well because I had no live show yesterday, gutted, because of everything that was going on at Wembley. So I want to catch up with you guys in a second, and we'll get into what has been said from The Athletic and sounding out managers and how the season shouldn't be just it shouldn't be just worked out off of one game. It just seems to be, forget about everything else that's gone by and let's celebrate the FA Cup like that's okay. That is okay to celebrate the FA Cup, but when the dust settles, where are we then? Then the conversations and the realistic conversations start kicking in. That's what the papers are all reporting today. It's in the Mail, it's in the Mirror, it's in the Sun. They're all at it. The Athletic is saying the same thing. I'll get onto what they said in a second, but I want to bring your comments in on this now. First of all, we have a membership renewal. Are you cheating bastards? You know what you are. I take it Block N2410 was at the game yesterday. If you was at the game, let me know. Get in the comments, everybody. Amrabat were amazing yesterday. He pocketed De Bruyne and Rodri. Haaland was invisible man yesterday. Great team performance. That's from Newbies and the Muppet Show. Anonymous Adam, what have INEOS done to make you trust them? How do you mean? Like, I don't understand what that comment is. Sorry, mate. Because I'm looking at what INEOS have done in terms of building a structure, and so far they've done everything right. Like I've said many times before, everything they've done so far, fine. I don't have an issue with. If they want to change the manager, that's up to them. Either way, we have to back what decision they make next with that. And I can't judge INEOS until 3 years down the line when they've had a chance. So do I trust in what they've done so far? Yes, I do. Do I need to criticise and look at it again in a few years? Yeah, of course I do. But right now, what have they done wrong is what I will do and how I flip that question. And it's an awful, it's a straightforward, not much, is it? I mean, the Dan Ashworth situation, you could argue there, but not all their fault. But I look at them and what they're doing and where they're changing things and where they're cutting down on certain things and not giving players new contracts. And that's where I trust them to have changed from what the Glazers were doing when they were in sole charge on their own. We have a super chat from the Honest Tiger. You absolute legend. Thank you, mate. Hope you enjoyed the game yesterday. The press is absolutely disgraceful yesterday. Didn't even start by congratulating him. Just keep asking, will you be here next season? Do you know what, mate? It's like, for fans, that's what our job is. We celebrate, we take pictures, we enjoy it with our mates in the stands and everything like that. The media, they don't care, mate. It's a different world. They're just doing their job. And we can call them a disgrace or whatever, but it's not going to change. Everybody knows what the British media is like. Everybody knows what the press are like. And they're never, ever going to change. It's all about what happens next. Because there are a lot of that media that are not taken aback by an FA Cup win. There are a lot of fans that are not taken aback. I was sat next to, or at the end when we was watching everything go down with the trophies and everything and all of the celebration, I seen season ticket holders there that go home and away every single game. Europe, the tour, home and away in the league, everything. And they were saying, they were absolutely buzzing, singing everything. And they just made the comment, I still think he's gone now. It's not so much that people are saying Ten Hag out, and you cannot criticise someone who doesn't say I'm Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out. Can you not just celebrate an FA Cup victory like you should as a fan and still be upset about the rest of the season? Is that not allowed in football anymore? Is that not allowed within a fan base? Do you have to be one way or the other? It's not fair to criticise people who won't commit, because all we want to do is talk about what we watch in front of us. And if that is wrong, then football is gone. It's gone. It is a reality that we're not in the perfect situation right now. And yesterday, we got out of jail big time by performing for probably, one of 5 decent performances through the whole season. It just so happened to be right at the end against our rivals, and it was to win a trophy. At Liverpool, we stood up and were counted in the FA Cup. City, exactly the same. Massively well-deserved wins. And you know what? When we were all sat there at Wembley at that semi-final, when Rasmus Højlund put that penalty in, and we were all like, we got away with one there. Just goes to show, you stay in the game, you've always got a chance. Media and rivals want new manager. It means United instability, says Stephanie. Colin, we are a cup side at the moment, just like in the 1980s. Yes, it's true. Give Ten Hag some more time. We gave it to Sir Alex. Give Eric a chance. At the end of the day, I understand what people are saying with giving Eric Ten Hag a chance. If INEOS decide to do that, we have to be all in. We cannot be half-hearted, though. And you know what? If he stays and we're still having the same conversation again in a year, what are people going to say then? I'm not going to come back and say I told you so. I'm just going to do exactly the same thing that I've been doing for the last 2 years. Praise when praise is due. Criticise when you underperform. You are allowed to do that. It's your money that you're spending. It's your money that's paying these wages. It's your money that's running this football club at the end of the day. So if you want to criticise a manager, if you don't think he's good enough, if you think they've underperformed this season, then go ahead and blast it out and don't worry about it. We're allowed to do that. If INEOS go forward with Ten Hag, Personally, I've said it before, they need to give him a 3-year deal. They need to fully commit to him. A half-hearted, let's see the next year out that people are saying, just doesn't work for me. I want full commitment either way. Personally, like I said, again, I'm in the boat of harder, harsher standards. An FA Cup win is fantastic. Can we build off that? It's steadily gone up in trophies, hasn't it? League Cup, FA Cup. So some will say improvement on top of each other. But league position is everything. League position is all in Manchester United. We need to be challenging for the top honours. And if Ten Hag does get that 3-year deal and we don't make the Champions League next season, we're kind of making ourselves a tricky situation with INEOS. Because then if they want to change, it's going to cost them even more money. So, yeah, where I understand yesterday is going to get a lot of people carried away. I'm still not forgetting about what we watched all season, which was dross. It really was, wasn't it? So, yeah, let's just remember that it wasn't all fantastic, but we take our wins and we praise when the team deserves it. And yesterday, I didn't have a problem with any player yesterday, really. I didn't. I thought we were fantastic. And Ten Hag got it absolutely bang on the money. He absolutely schooled Pep Guardiola yesterday. Where the hell has that been all season? And why now for the big occasion? There's just something there at the back of me that's going like that. Why have we not seen that? I'm not having that. All of these players can play because one player's at the back in Leacher. Are we so reliant on one defender coming back in? Because we've had plenty of other defenders that played there yesterday playing all season. We've not seen that performance. Lee Mack with a super chat. I cannot believe McKenna is favourite on the on that planet. Does anyone think he will do a better job? Southgate territory, says Lee. Another super chat in from Akash. Thank you, mate. And thanks, Lee, again, mate. Only sack Ten Hag if Pep is available. No one else, in my opinion. You can't say that either, to be honest, Akash. There were plenty of managers better than Pep Guardiola. I think that's a bit insulting, personally. But I see it, you're backing your manager. There's nothing wrong with that. But definitely, there are better managers out there than Ten Hag for me. Donated membership from the Honest Tiger. Rob has taken that one. Thank you, Honest Tiger, and welcome to the Members Club, Rob. All members, do join me later on TIFO. I will put a post out after the show. We are doing the playoff watch-along for the Leeds against Southampton game, so hopefully we can get a few of you members in. Again, we'll have a bit more of a chat regarding Manchester United as well. While the game's going on, we'll get some of you on video as well, giving your thoughts to it. So if you are a member, make sure you do jump across to one of the members' videos for one of the other watch-alongs. In the description is all the link up there to how to get onto TIFO. It's dead straightforward. I'll see you all there later, and we can have a proper detailed chat as well for what's happened this season and everything like that. Well, watching Leeds hopefully get beat by Southampton this afternoon. Looking forward to that game, actually. Interesting to see who we are going to be up against next season again. Okay, into some more of your chats before we move on to that athletic thing I was saying. INEOS has done a good job of getting quality and professionals in place in top management. Yes, they has, Leif. I agree. They hired some good people to management, and they need to settle in and do their parts as well. That does not happen overnight. Now Eric Ten Hag out, plus player clear out, deeply revived with us in Europe. I think that was supposed to say. Boxing Straight Talk says, Ten Hag in awe of Pep fanboy. We will never win league with him in charge. Credit for yesterday. For good defensive structure for the first time in 2 years. I said it yesterday. I tweeted it out yesterday. Our defensive setup yesterday was outstanding. We defended superbly yesterday. It was brilliant. I was blown away by how good we were at the back yesterday. Like the City hardly had a sniff in the first half. They were embarrassed by Manchester United in that first half. The best Arsenal finished second. Liverpool lost by 1 point. Jose finished 20 behind. Ole 12. A new manager will need time, just like Eric Ten Hag, says Kyle. Thanks for that super chat, Kyle. Stretford Gamer, United. It's still buzzing off yesterday, I see. I hope you all just enjoy it for the next couple of days before all of the carnage and rumour mill starts running again. I think we will see the weekend out without any major incident news-wise, but it will start to ramp up again. I go away tomorrow, which I cannot wait just to get my holiday in. But I will still be doing the normal streams well abroad, guys, so don't worry. Nigel says, I'm a Tuchel fanboy. No, I just like Tuchel and I think he's better than Ten Hag. That's all. But, hey, I'm still back in Ten Hag while he's in charge. I still support and criticise what he does while he's United manager. But if you guys don't think I'm allowed to do that, that's your opinion. You're all welcome to them. But you know what I'm like. I'll just say it as I see it. And you guys can criticise it in any which way you want. You won't be blocked or turned off or anything like that. Because everyone's opinion does matter. It's crazy how people think that they're going to get a mad reaction when they criticise me or actually go against me. I really don't mind, guys. So go for it if you think I'm wrong. I love the actual debate. That's what I thrive on. I will only be Erik Ten Hag in if Rashford will be staying. What? Really? Let me just read that again. I will only be Erik Ten Hag in if Rashford will be staying. Oh my God, wow. Yeah, no, one or the other, at least I think this summer. Great show, come on United. That's a super chat from Colin. I hope you guys all over the world that were watching yesterday enjoyed it as much as we did in the stadium yesterday. It was fantastic. But yeah, it was a long drive. It was late, so I got back about 1:30 in the morning last night. Me and Alfie were knackered. Don't care. Live for it. Mad for it. It was a brilliant day. Listening to the radio on the way back in, though, the Athletic were having their say. It's a great win. Manchester United deserve praise for that win. But where was it all the rest of the season? This is what was being talked about. And then it got onto a conversation about Ten Hag again, and will he survive as Manchester United manager? I'll go elsewhere and win trophies, and all of that conversation came up in the interview as well. But what else was said was, and it was quite a good point that he made. I can't remember who it was from the Athletic. I was tired, but I remember what he was saying. And he said, look, why would Manchester United be flirting with other managers if they weren't serious about changing a manager? And why is this so-called review now come out that Manchester United are having? A season review now to decide on whether Erik Ten Hag is worth keeping? No. I think it's a big cover-up, personally. I think the decision needs to have already been made. Why would you be making a season review now after an FA Cup final? One game does not make a season. And why would Manchester United actually be flirting with McKenna, Poch, Tuchel, De Zerbi, Frank, any of these managers, which we know they have been talking to? I think that's a definite. Why would Manchester United and INEOS, Jim Radcliffe, whoever you want to say, why would they be flirting with other managers if they didn't already have a new manager change in mind? It doesn't make sense. A season review. What will you be reviewing now after the FA Cup win that you wasn't reviewing before the FA Cup win? We were dreadful all season. We turned up in the FA Cup alone, and that was it. Every other competition this season, we were absolutely awful. So the 4 trophies that Manchester United were actually in, we managed to do well in one of them, and it was the season finale, and now it does sort of add shine to what was a poor season. Yes, everyone loves picking up a trophy, and you cannot deny 2 trophies in 2 seasons. No other manager has done that post Alex Ferguson, so that's in Ten Hag's favour. But why would INEOS be waiting to see if it happened and then do a review after talking to other managers? That's the point that the Athletic were making and putting across last night. And it is important to remember that Manchester United have been moving behind the scenes, and people, for some reason, had a big issue with this, saying it was disrespectful for Ten Hag that this was going on. It wasn't, because the owners of Manchester United have got a short space of time to turn Manchester United around. If they are going to back themselves and get Manchester United moving again, then they need to be doing these things behind the scene. It's not INEOS that have leaked it. It's not Manchester United that have leaked this news. It's the media that have done it again. And like I said at the top of this show, the media will not stop doing this. This is the nature of the beast. This is Manchester United. We know what it is, so why are we bitching about it now? It happens every single season. This is just our club and what we live with. We can moan and say it's not fair, or it's disrespectful, or it's a betrayal, some people were saying on Ten Hag, but they're going to keep doing it. As Manchester United manager, you know. Now, the one thing that Ten Hag has got in his favour is he has been through the absolute mire. Yeah, I criticised his style of play. I criticised his selections. I criticised how he's dealt with a few things. But one thing you cannot say against Ten Hag is he now knows how Manchester United work at the lowest level. And that's that I'm talking about, the media scrutiny, the world looking in, the players, the player power issues. He has seen it all. 2 full seasons. He's seen it all. He's got 2 trophies. And INEOS may be thinking that he knows what's coming and he can handle that media scrutiny and handle a lot now. He's weathered. He's Manchester United weathered is what people are probably saying. I still don't think they will take that into consideration when it comes to what they have in mind. And that's what we just need to constantly remind ourselves of, that INEOS have their plan. They do not care about Ten Hag. It's their money. It's their ideas. It's their people. It's how they want Manchester United to move forward. Ten Hag goes, don't take it personally. Just look at it as Manchester United's owners just doing business how they see fit. If you don't like it and you want to slag INEOS off and Sir Jim Ratcliffe off for doing it after we've won 2 trophies, that's fine. But don't judge them straight away. Look at it and go, in 3 years' time, where are Manchester United under this INEOS regime? That's how I want to look at it. So let's see what happens from now, because it's done. The season's over, and now it's down to INEOS. Super chat in from Jazz and Dill are United. We needed stability, especially for young players and under 18s. He has been bullied by the media. Injuries, change of ownership. He has been the only class act. Get experience in Europa, top 4, etc. It's a process. Again, people there willing to go with Ten Hag. Michael, welcome to the Members Club, my man. Thank you so much. Do join us later for that playoff. Please, I will drop a members post out just to remind people after this show. So if you are a member or if you've just joined and you want to come and have your say properly about United and speak to me face to face, I'm open to everyone. I will get you on. We will talk and have it out there as well. So make sure that you are tuned into what is happening. The TIFO notifications are there. I have a lot of members that I don't sometimes get to read the messages out of because there's so many on the show. But I give everyone a chance on TIFO as like an extra for the members to come on and have their say. Also, guys, that isn't just for members come the start of the season. I'm opening that up to everyone. So it was just a platform that we're working with doing watch-alongs. Not just United watch-alongs, other team watch-alongs as well. We're doing everything on there. And everyone's involved. And come August and the start of the new season, we are taking it up a level, and we're taking it. We're making it open to all subscribers on YouTube as well. So everyone's welcome. You come across, have your say, get involved in the chat, get on the actual video as well, which is important to me. I want to get as many opinions as possible. AED with the super chats. Adam, the only genuine smile I saw in the executive box was Sir Alex Ferguson. All looked a little anxious on how they get away with sacking Ten Hag now. To be honest, mate, I don't think it was. I mean, I seen Sir Jim Ratcliffe. He was absolutely buzzing yesterday. Absolutely made up. He was hugging players, high-fiving everybody. All of them. I've seen Sir David Brailsford, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Sir Alex Ferguson all celebrating together. It was fantastic. And what I seen was a very happy Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Absolutely buzzing, he was. He made a massive embrace to players that you wouldn't even think he would do. Like the ones that you'd think he would get a lot more from or spend a bit of time talking to, he didn't. And it was weird. It's like he gave Amrabat quite a big chat. Probably because Amrabat was absolutely freaking outstanding yesterday. He was superb, wasn't he? So, yeah, I think that's where Sir Jim was going yesterday, just enjoying the day. But, look, he doesn't get where he's got by letting sentimentality overpower his decisions. He knows what he's doing. He has a plan. He would have had a plan from the start. The audit was done. Everything was looked into regarding Ten Hag. Every single newspaper, everything online that I've seen, past all the partying pictures and everything like that, which is fantastic, has been on the lines of what's next? What's coming next for Ten Hag? When will INEOS make this decision? Why are they having a review now? Why has it not already been done? But yeah, it's question time, basically. Like, come on, INEOS. Let's see what you made of. This is your first big call. We've called for change at the top. We've got it. Does that now include the last piece of the jigsaw puzzle, or does Erik Ten Hag fit into this new structure? We need a decision either way, and I think it needs to happen in the next week. I do, because we need to start getting to work. And that's on the player side of things, which we're going to get onto next in the show, because there's a lot of reports regarding certain players. You know who as well. If I was Evans and Casemiro at the back, I don't think we would have won. If it was Evans and Casemiro, says Nigel. Do you know what? Casemiro doesn't belong at the back. He doesn't. But let's not forget, we just beat Newcastle. We just beat Brighton with Casemiro at the back. So if you want to pick and choose which games to sort of fit the agenda that injuries have completely curtailed our season, that's fine. I just won't forget, like, we beat Newcastle, no one moaned about injuries. We beat Brighton, everyone said it was a masterclass in terms of how to stay in the game and defend. Casemiro played in both of them games at the back. So, yeah. And let's not forget, Casemiro was also involved in the carnage that was the Coventry game in the semi-final. But we still got through. He played his part in defence and getting Manchester United through. It's a shame that Casemiro was out yesterday, but there were reports, which I want to talk about now as well, regarding the players. Like, Casemiro apparently wasn't injured yesterday, and walking around yesterday, Casemiro looked like a bit of a lost soul. Looked like he wasn't really part of the celebrations yesterday. I don't know if anyone else picked up on that, but I think one definite this summer that we are going to see is Casemiro leave the football club. There's a lot of stories. There was a lot of stories going around yesterday regarding him and what might have happened in the changing rooms, what was true, what wasn't. Some were reporting there was a bigger fallout again. Then you had the Marcus Rashford situation with the post about him crying. Some people have made a big deal out of the PR side of things of that. Look, the situation with Marcus Rashford is this, and Kaz said the same thing to me this morning, which was Marcus Rashford crying about winning the FA Cup. No one has got a problem with Marcus Rashford posting that picture on social media and making it PR is what people have got a problem with. Just leave it alone. Everyone's seen it. Let other people put the picture up. You don't need to put it on your social media. So then I took it one step further, which was, again, the big problem with Marcus Rashford isn't Marcus Rashford. It's the people around him, because he wouldn't have put that picture up. It was his PR, it was his team that did it, thinking that that would hit home, and this is what everything is. I'm sorry. Look, the issue with him isn't all him. It's the people that are around him, and that's the issue. In terms of PR, like, honestly, put what pictures you want up, but just expect what's coming the other way. Like, don't moan about what people say and what opinions people say. And it does come down to how poor you've been on the season as well. So, yeah, there was some sort of like negative sides to yesterday as well, but completely overshadowed by what was an absolutely fantastic performance by Manchester United, which is what we have been waiting for all season. Like, where has that performance been? The interview with Johnny Evans is up on the channel as well, guys. Go and give that a watch later as well. He was very open about his future, about Ten Hag, about the season, like how many games he's played, the surprise. He's now won everything. That was his first FA Cup final with Manchester United, believe it or not. He's now won everything with Manchester United there is to win. Fantastic for him. He was openly talking to the media in the mixed zone regarding his future and Ten Hag's as well. So if you haven't watched that interview, it is on the channel. Go give it a watch. Really interesting there. Go watch some of the opinions and some of the fans as well, because there are a lot of people yesterday that you can understandably think straight after the game were going, this is it. Ten Hag has made it quite clear that he should be the man. Like, you've just schooled Pep Guardiola. The best thing about yesterday was watching Pep Guardiola on them sidelines. And then Salty Pep in the press conference saying again, did the best team win? No, they didn't, he said. He thought City were the best team. The City were crap yesterday, weren't they? They were awful. That, for me, is the worst I've seen City play. Afternoon to you as well, Daz, mate. That is the worst I've seen City play. One half of football, anyway. I thought John Stones was shocking. Kyle Walker, appalling. They looked like they were still pissed up from the celebrations from winning the league. That's what City looked like. United were up for it. United battled harder. They won the second balls. They just wanted it more than Manchester City yesterday. And that hasn't been something we've been able to say all the way through this season. And you know what, yesterday, it was just fantastic just to see where this team had actually got themselves to for this final. And it gives you hope that a lot of them players out there, like, you look at him, you go, Anana had a great game yesterday, apart from the howler for the goal. Leacher, he's staying. Dalot, probably our player of the season. We got him there. I don't think Wan-Bissaka will stay, although he had a great game yesterday as well. I'm not going to say he didn't, just for the sake of it, and he might be going. I think they all did, but definites there are Dalot, Leacher, Anana, and you into midfield. You've got Kobbie Mainoo. I mean, my God, it's like yesterday, to be celebrating a win against everything that we know City have done to get to where they are now, with last season's and the seasons before Player of the Year from the academy scoring both goals and starring in that performance, it couldn't have got any more perfect. It really couldn't. And to score them goals in front of the City fans, icing on the cake. That's what that was. It was fantastic. I was absolutely loving that they scored, because you know what? It's great to score in front of your own fans, but for a Manchester lad, Kobbie Mainoo, to go over to the corner and celebrate, and then Garnacho off the back of a great assist from Guardiola and celebrate in front of them blue noses at that end of Wembley. That was perfect. It was absolutely brilliant. And you know what? That was the highlight for me. The academy players shining above everybody else. Although I did give Leach a man of the match. I just thought he was ridiculously good. From that moment that Pep was moaning about when he gave it to Haaland in the back. Actually, guys, just confirm it was, because I've still not managed to watch everything back. I've been that busy. It was Martinez that gave the shove in the back of Haaland early doors, wasn't it? I think Alfie said to me it might have been Amrabat. So just confirm that that's what it was early doors, because Pep was moaning that that was a penalty and it got brushed away. So was it a penalty? Was it not? What do you guys think? Let me know. And was it Fernandes? And you know what, yesterday, I just need to say it, because in my preview, go back and watch it, I said there were 3 players that needed to play well and United could win. That was Leacher, that was Bruno Fernandes and Rasmus Højlund. Obviously, Rasmus didn't play, but how good was Bruno Fernandes yesterday? I think Wayne Rooney's comments that where he said there's only a few players on the planet that could play that ball that Bruno Fernandes played to Kobbie Mainoo for the winning goal yesterday. Bruno was outstanding yesterday. Everything was simple. Everything was on the mark. Everything was just done how it needed to for that game. He handled everything superbly. Fred, thank you for the donated membership. That's gone to Hoppy. Make sure you grab yourself our TIFO updates on the members post Hoppy as well. And hopefully we can see you for that watch along later for Leeds and Southampton. The episode 5, don't forget episode 6, of the United Couple podcast is out tomorrow at 8 o'clock, guys, as well. We are flying out tomorrow, but like I said, the content doesn't stop. We will be there, as always. Colin says, all United fans deserve a week off with full pay. Yes, they do. Varane was brilliant as well, says Daz. Thought Varane was pure quality. Varane was just, he just gave us one more Rolls-Royce performance yesterday. He was outstanding alongside Leacher. And they just work well together, them two. They work absolutely perfectly. So it was good to see. And it was a fitting end to what has been a pretty awful season for Manchester United. I think everybody needed that little bit of a pick-me-up going into the summer. Can you imagine losing that game to City, then winning the double-double? Manchester United absolutely in the pits and just going into a summer of unrest and unknown. It's just give us that little bit of a spark going in, and I think that's what's important and what we need to look at as well. in going into, I say, what did look like a pretty a big summer, but off the back of an FA Cup defeat and City winning the double-double, it would have been a miserable one, wouldn't it, as well? No way Ten Hag out, says Alan. INEOS need to pull the trigger on Erik Ten Hag. That season was fraudulent. The contrasting opinions is there to see. Everyone is like stuck. Some are going with the guns, some are not, some are on the fence. Completely understand every angle of it. You're going to get them long legs out live on the beach stream, Adam, says Stu. Steady on, Stu. So now we won the FA Cup. Do we still need a clear out of players? Of course we do, Ian. We do need a clear out of players. And I think we're getting it. And it isn't just the players that were playing yesterday, because I don't know if that's the angle that you're going down with that question. Because we had players playing yesterday that have had a lot of criticism as well, and we beat Manchester City. So the argument of Ten Hag hasn't been backed by his team and the players haven't turned up has to work alongside Ten Hag getting it right against City, does it not? So where does the argument lie? Like, if you're backing Ten Hag, you have to back the players, don't you, as well? And a lot of them players are, what everyone has said this season is the major problem. It's not the manager, it's the players. The same players, rinse and repeat. So if you're backing Ten Hag, do you not back the players as well for yesterday? Because McTominay's on a lot of people's lists. Rashford, I don't think he was fantastic yesterday, but he's on my list as well. Do I have to back him now because he won the game? Because that's the same reason. That's the same reasoning people are using for backing Ten Hag. He's beat Manchester City. Does this not prove that he's the right man? Or in the same sentence, does it not prove that these players are the right players as well? You know where I'm going with it. It still needs a clear out. It does. Thanks for that, Michael. Will there be a paper round next week if you're on holiday? Of course they will, Andy. Everything is as normal, guys. And anything that breaks, I'll be all over it. It'll be in completely different locations, and I'm praying on decent Wi-Fi to make it work. But yeah, everything will still be going ahead as normal through the day. It's just going to be a different time zone for me and a different backdrop for you guys. That's it, really. Let's get a few more comments in before we finish up. And don't forget, guys, there will be the Sunday evening show tonight as well, back on normal time. So make sure you're tuned in for that one. The last Sunday show of the season. Well, the Sunday shows are going to be there every week still, but the last one of this season, basically, is what I'm saying. Hopefully we can get Jay on as well, and we can have a good chat and break down what has happened over the season and get into where everything that's been going on over a chaotic season is the best way I can say it. We are a counter-attacking team. Ten Hag only realised yesterday. That's very worrying. Bro, you met my wife. Did I? I don't know if I did. Caribbean croissants. Yeah, they do them. I've already checked it out, guys. The assortment of pastries at the place we're going to. Yeah. So this is all going to be still there. We'll have to just test out the coffee. Shows they can turn up when they want, which means the mentality is all wrong. They need to go, says Frank. I think that's the way that a lot of people are going to be looking at it. Thanks for the win, but where's it been all season? I think a lot of people will be saying. Thank you, Adam and Kaz, for this season content. Great channel, only going to get bigger. We have a super chat in from Gaz as well, who says, great result and performance, but Erik Ten Hag needs to move on. Pretty much every Premier League manager out for him this season. He's out of his depth still. A super chat from Gaz there. Happy with the win, still want him out. There's a lot of people saying the same thing. There's a lot of people backing him now after that performance. It's a split fan base. I think INEOS just need to take that aside, take it away from the equation, and make the decision that they want to make. It has to be about what they want, not what's just happened, not what the fans think, not what anyone else's opinions are. It has to be theirs and their plan, and let's see what they do and what they come back with. But guys, yeah, that is the show finished. Thank you so much. The last paper round of the season. Paper rounds will be going through the summer, but officially the season finishes today. This is the last one Have I missed a super chat? Sorry, I think I'll double check that now. Someone has just reminded me. Oh no, I've missed one from Ryan. Sorry about that, Ryan, buddy. When do you think it will be released, the sacking, says Ryan. Who else have we got there? Yeah, super chat from Block N2410 as well. Ten Hag needs backing, don't want another reset. Again, like, when's he out? We want to back him. There's so many contrasting opinions on it. But yeah, the news I think we'll get one way or the other will be hopefully within the next week. I think it has to be. Cheers, everyone. Anyway, that is the paper round all finished. Thank you, everyone, all of the new members. All of the super chats, of which there have been plenty this morning. Really appreciate that. Do join us back at 6:30 tonight on YouTube for the last Sunday evening show within the season. I'm on TIFO at 2 o'clock for the kickoff there for Leeds versus Southampton. So members, do stick around. I will put a post out shortly just to confirm if you are a new member and want to come over and have your say, because we will be talking United on there as well. For a good couple of hours, so get involved in the chat as well. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you joining me. I'm going to go and enjoy probably a little bit of breakfast, this croissant, and then I'll see you all on T4 a bit later and YouTube later on for the evening show. Cheers, everybody. I will see you all